All right, it's your boy Cold Sholda, a.k.a. Caesar from New Rome, Brooklyn-born hip-hop artist, here with my boys out in Queens, representing the flag, Italian Sicilians Do It Better podcast. I hope you enjoy this episode, dropping stuff about my childhood, stuff about history, just everything that encompasses who we are as Sicilian Americans. So I want to thank you, I want to thank them, and salute.
Italian Sicilians do it better. Oh, can't you see? From cooking to comedy, it's pure family. Turn it up. This groove's for you. Queens in the house, bringing something true.
What's going on, everyone? We're back with another one today. It's a little different. It's a little bit of my favorite. I had the honor of actually being part of his movie that's coming soon. Everyone, welcome. Cold Sholda, a.k.a. Caesar's in the building. How you doing?
Oh, thank you very much. Good introduction. How you doing, everybody? Nice to see you
right,
guys.
bro.
Thank you for everything. Shout out to the whole crew, everybody that supports them. I support you if you support them. That's how it goes.
There you
Italian
go.
Sicilians Do It Better podcast. We here. We brought Brooklyn to Queens. We're going to chop it up. Let's go.
Nice. Yeah, look, again, thank you for making us a part of, your art, I call it.
Okay.
There's just something about you that, intrigued me to say, yeah, fuck it, let's do it.
Something fresh.
We've been invited to a lot of things, and usually I hold back because I like to be on my own. But it was an honor to be part of that, to see you in
thank
action.
you.
It was pretty cool, bro. I give you a lot of credit for what you do.
Thank you. That's awesome. And at the same time, I feel the same way about you guys. You know what I'm saying? The way that you keep the tradition alive. I've always been a proud Sicilian, a proud Italian. Grew up old school. So the fact that I see you guys doing things like this, it's only a no-brainer for us to stick together. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Well, I agree 100%, man. Yeah, and honestly, listening to your music, bro, I'm like, I can vibe with this shit.
There you
This
go.
was like dope, bro.
Good, it's
Something
for
to
you.
bob your head at, man.
It's for you. It's for all of
awesome,
us. You know what I mean?
So before we get to the good stuff, I kind of want to rewind so we get the viewers to know, who you are, right?
Okay.
You were born in Brooklyn, Avenue U,
Yes.
right? How was it your childhood growing up? How were your parents? Where they from?
All right, so we start from the beginning. My mother's from Palermo. My father's from Shaka. They came to Brooklyn in the 60s. They met in Bensonhurst. My father had a restaurant, social club. He was a singer. He did everything that you could imagine. Then by the time I was born, I'm the youngest of three. So by the time I was born, he was out the picture. Still in the neighborhood working, but he wasn't home with us. So my mother raised three of us. And I was raised by the neighborhood. So that's why, like, when, you see my mannerism, you see, like, I'm from the old school. Like, I was raised by, like, old Italian guys in a coffee shop. So, like, when you watch, like, Bronx Tale, like, see running around the neighborhood, like, that was me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just running around the neighborhood, growing up, in coffee shops, social clubs, pool halls. Like, the neighborhood raised me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
honestly, I'm kind of surprised you said that because maybe that's what attracts me to you. And no, not in that way, Marcus.
take it
relax.
easy. Pause. No
No,
diddy.
pause.
Pause. No diddy.
It's because it's similar to me. Like,
Yeah.
I lost my father, though, in a young age.
Oh,
We
sorry to
were
hear
three
that.
brothers. My mom
Yeah.
raised us. So who raised me, really? The streets.
The streets.
My mom was busy working. I had my grandparents.
Yes.
But the old school
Yeah.
is where we got it from.
100%.
So I understand where you're coming from.
That's crazy. Sorry about that. Yeah, and it makes us who we are. You know what I mean? It made us go-getters. Look at you doing your own thing. You know what I'm saying? Blew up, doing great work. Because the fact that there's people that need the light, and you created it. You know what I'm saying? You created a spot for people to come here and show their stuff, which is really dope.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
like I said, it's very similar than what we're doing. It's just keeping it together, right?
Yeah.
Especially the Sicilians. I feel like the dialect is dying, right? The traditions are dying, and I
Yeah.
feel like it's up to us to try to teach our kids now and try to
Somewhat.
keep that going, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's never going to be the same because we had a conversation not too long ago about this. Is what we're doing the right way, right? Because we learned and we kind of like stuck to the antique way, right?
Old school shit.
Our parents
yeah.
came in the 60s. Now, if you take this stuff to Sicily, people look at you like, whoa, we're weird.
Yeah, but
Right.
we're the real ones. That's,
Right.
like I argue with I get a lot of, it's crazy. I get a lot of hate.
Yes.
Especially when I did that Sicilian verse, I didn't realize how many people don't understand the dialect. Now, don't get me wrong. I know I don't speak Sicilian good. I picked up just what I learned from hearing people talk, but it's just crazy how unsupportive they are of us in Italy. Like, And it bothered me my whole life. That's why I kind of got this chip on my shoulder, because just hearing about our heritage, our island, how many times it's been invaded, like that bothered me my whole life. It was never going to happen. I would always stick up for anything Italian. I don't care if I was by myself. I'm 100% Sicilian. Joe DiMaggio's the best. Rocky Marciano's the best. I don't care if I'm surrounded by people that aren't Italian. I'm going to let them know that's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? But like, they're bothering me about the way I'm speaking Sicilian, but if you go to Italy, there's 75 dialects on how to say one word. So what are you bothering me for? Just mind your business. I know it's capo di tutti capi, but it don't sound good. It sounds better capo di tutti capo. Like, I'm going to do it my way anyway. Like, it is what it is. If you understand it, you'll dig it. If you don't, you want to be a hater. But don't let them discourage you, bro, because I honestly feel that they're jealous of us. I feel like our families that came here in the 60s were the real deal Italians that really should have never left Italy. They were forced out of Italy for whatever reasons it is. Because I'll be honest, it's a paradise, that place. Like, they made them like they needed more, and we ended up in Gravesend and Queens. But it is what it is. But now we make the best of it, and we bridge all the worlds together. And like you said, we use a connecting everybody. You know what I mean?
That's all we could try and do.
Right.
Now, as a young age, it was, kind of inspiring to hear too. Your father was also a singer.
Yes.
Was that something that was always in you, be part of you? Like, when did you discover, like, you like the music?
I'll be honest, like, I might say that a lot, I'll be honest. But at a young age, like I told my wife, what really molded me is Sunday morning. Sunday mornings, waking up to like Sauce and the soccer game on while the Tocatugno's on, like, that was really like, I loved music, like watching Sanremo as a kid with my mother. I used to watch that stuff, listening to that stuff. So I always had that love for Italian music. And it's really crazy because, like, my mind ceased it. I predicted that our language was going to get hijacked. Like, all these kids coming from Africa into Italy rapping in our language. I pictured that ahead of time because I always knew our language was so dope. And I said, eventually, there are going to be kids that are going to rap in Italian, and it's going to sound amazing. And there are a lot of kids in Italy that are amazing. Yeah. And now it's to the point where other people that aren't Italian are rapping in Italian the same way they're making pizza and pasta, because we are the algorithm.
Right.
Anything that shows up, green, white, and red, they want a part of it. They want to copy it, but we're the authentic, real deal. They could say whatever we want, but I'm a first generation. I think you're first generation.
Yep.
So it is what it is. Like I tell people, if a cat is born around dogs, even if he learns to bark, he's never going to be a dog. He'll always be a cat. So we're Sicilian, whether they like it over there, they don't. But
have you been there?
No, I never went. I had one opportunity to go when I was younger. I told you my mother raised 3 of us. My brother's 9 years older than me. So when he was like 18, I was 9, and my mother was going. So it was either you want to stay with your older brother or go to Sicily. So at that time, I was like, I'm hanging out with my older brother. And I don't regret that, Dom. I love you.
Good, there you go.
Yeah. I'll make it to Sicily one day.
I've been there only once, but hope one day you go check it out. The island is beautiful.
It's crazy because in that pizzeria, John's Cafe, there's a lady that works in the kitchen. And I don't know how it came to pass that she found out that she knows my family. So she just, the other day I was in there with Sebi, and she came out of the kitchen to show me a video that my uncle, that I never met, my father's older brother, Franco, was like the head post office guy in Shaka. And he introduced the carnival in 1992. He introduced all the people that made the art, the light work, and all of that stuff. So that was pretty cool, because even as a kid, I was always told that my town had a carnival that was just as big as the one in Brazil. So like, I'm very fortunate. I was around a lot of Italian people that were very proud to be Italian, and they were always throwing gems at me. You know what I'm saying? Some would say bad things, some would say good things. And I'm the embodiment of growing up in an environment where you could go bad, but if you just listen to the right people, you'll make it out. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can make it out.
I agree with that.
That's also everywhere. Some people could say, we were talking about it earlier, oh, if you go to this area, it's bad. If you go to that area, it's bad. It's bad and good everywhere.
The thing is, it's crazy. My neighborhood wasn't bad. There was a lot of bad guys in there that kept the neighborhood safe. Like, it's weird. Like I tell people, people like when I drop songs about Bensonhurst, people that don't know about it, they're like, oh, that was a good neighborhood. And they're saying it to the point where, like, there's no violent people there. And I try to explain to them, the only reason why it was a good neighborhood because there was extremely violent people there. That outside riffraff was not coming through.
Right.
Yep.
Not going to happen.
Yeah, protecting
So,
your
yeah,
own.
it was a good neighborhood. Old ladies didn't get their chain robbed. Women didn't get harassed. But that
Cars weren't being robbed.
Exactly. by us, but not outside. You know what I
We
mean?
needed a car stereo. I had to do it.
It had to be Italian if you want to have a car on there, but I guess.
So I'm guessing a lot of the music that you write is based on, the history.
Everything. I think more so with the last two albums. I told you before, I'm getting older in age. It's my 10th album, so I wanted to try to do something. So at the last two albums, I really tried to make like movies. Like how people write a script, and I figured, all right, I got 7 songs. I could start with the kid on the come up, and now he's finally got some power. And now he thinks he's a tough guy, and then he realizes he's not. And like you could build up a story within the album and do it within the songs. And and then I shot the videos according. So now like I got this whole movie planned out from just like 10 videos that I shot that was shot separately, but are going to be put in together. So it's a little bit of everything, but it's not from a kid that was looking out the window. A lot of people put things together from looking out the window, and that's a thing in hip hop. Like, yeah, you lived in a neighborhood, but you were looking out the window. Like, I wasn't looking out the window. I was out in the mix, like, you know what I'm saying? And was smart enough to survive it and get out of it in time to continue my life. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And now I'm here, 40 years old with a whole lot of life experience and just trying to make dope music. You know what I'm saying? The fact that guys like you, good, honorable people could understand where I'm coming from and know it's not from a place of bragging or just like you said, I just want people to know we were here.
Right.
Leave
your flag down.
Before Bensonhurst completely was emptied out, I say, let me just remind people that it was ours at one point. You know what I'm saying? So that's it. I'm just trying to do my thing. And
because things change, man. The neighborhoods are changing, people are changing, and it's like, I see what you're saying. You want to leave, like they always say, "Amaka la stampa" before anything changes. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that's not an easy thing to do either.
I'm big on that. It's like, if you didn't do it, you could regret it.
Yeah.
And if you did it and it becomes something great, but if it didn't, I had a good time.
100%. I think that's a great way to put it, because to me, the journey is always better than anything.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take?
I mean, if you want to start dropping things like that.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, but exactly. Like, you gotta do it, man. You gotta go for it. If you have, if you got the passion for it and you believe in it, you gotta do it. And I feel like I have a purpose. I feel like I'm not just a random person. I feel like I really was meant to do this. I really feel like my voice was needed. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people that use Out Flag as a gimmick, not real. As far as like really growing up, it's like, oh, that seems cool. People like that. Let me generate to that. But like, nah, I'm really Italian. Like, I grew up eating tripe.
Yeah, and then those 2 times we came out and shot the movie you put us in. Again, thank you for that.
Yeah, seriously.
Thank you.
You saw the loyalty of the guys that were there supporting you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And you don't see that much.
No, you don't.
It's crazy.
Unfortunate today, there's a lot of hate.
Yeah.
Somebody always never wants to see someone being successful.
Jealousy.
But
Yeah.
just even being around some of the guys I never met, very, very warming to be with.
Oh,
very
nice
fun,
guys.
like you knew them for years.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I met most of them twice, and then on the second time, hey, little buddy, what's going on?
Yeah.
I like you.
That's funny. No, because you know what it is? It's like we're all genetically related.
Yes.
Like, you know what I'm saying? We all the same, whether or not we grew up next to each other. When you see the Joe Avadis make jokes about like their grandparents and like, you open up the Cool Whip and there's olives in there. Like, they don't know each other, but they do this. It's weird. We just do the
shit,
same,
we're all genetically
So
related.
we're all out here doing the thing. But the Caesar thing, the New Rome thing, like that really gave people like a purpose, like someone that they feel like they could stand behind, you know what I'm saying? And it's amazing. It's amazing. Like I said, none of this would work without these guys that really, when I ask them to come, they come. They believe in the vision. I think that's what it is. I don't think if I was doing I don't think if I was doing something that they didn't believe in, I don't think they would do it. I think they believe in the vision. They see that it's genuine.
100%.
And I'm good to people if they're good to me. You know what I'm saying? I share stuff for people. I try my best to support people. I talk to all my fans, DM them. Like, I communicate with a lot of these people I don't even know. They just, from fans from the internet. You know what I'm saying? And I reach out to people because you know how it is. You could have a cousin that you grew up with him your whole life. He'll never share none of your work.
Yeah.
And to me, it's mind-boggling because it's like, if you don't like what I'm doing, you could actually say that when you share it. You can say, listen, I don't like my cousin's album, but you know what? You might like it. Check it out. That's better than not saying nothing.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, but we find that way. Nothing can stop us.
Absolutely.
So you call it New Rome.
New Rome.
Why?
That's crazy. You want to know why? It's funny because I was in.
There's got to be. I know.
No, I've been wanting to ask.
It's crazy because I was in GED. This is a true story. I was in GED. And they were talking about Columbus and stuff. Now, we'll rewind. Like the early stages of my life, I didn't pay attention in school. I was, my mom, my dad, a lot of stuff was going on. So I'm going to school. I'm just eating, fighting, playing sports, and looking for girls. Like I wasn't really learning. So now I get the GED class, and they start talking about Columbus, and then mentioning, he's asking the king of Italy, and he's like, nah, you go to Queens. Go to the Queen of Spain. He went to Spain or whatever. So in the back of the class, can I curse?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm like, fuck. And the teacher's like, what do you mean, fuck? I'm like, it's messed up. He's like, what's messed up? I'm like, because if the king of Italy would have just gave him the money. No, I'm told that's Verrazano, not Columbus. Verrazano. I'm like,
to say.
Yeah, no, Verrazano, when he went to England to get the money with Hudson or whatever his name was, I was like, if Italy would have just gave him the money, it would have been New Rome. It wouldn't have been New York.
Right.
The Yankees would have been the Senators. Like, our whole history would have been totally different. Like, we would have been New Rome.
By the
And I said it in GED. Like, we would have been New Rome instead of New York. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going through my albums, and I think it was my 4th album. I was like, I need an honest direction. Like, what am I going to keep on talking about? You know what I'm saying? So I'll be honest, like the whole mob, 5 family thing, like that stuff to me was like, it shouldn't be 5. We should be 1 again. Like, why are we killing each other? Like, I never like to fight other Italian kids. Like, that's not my thing. I don't like to beef with other Italians. I believe we all should stick together. So that's what I did. I did the Caesar album. The first one, I was like, let me do the Caesar album. Let me combine all my, because like another way to put it, like you got all the mafia stuff, the gangster stuff up. But when I was a kid growing up in the neighborhood, I would go home and watch like Ben-Hur. Like I didn't watch The Godfather. Like I hung out in a coffee shop and went home and watched Gladiator. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I was on the streets halfway living it, but at home I didn't watch it. I watched movies like that. So I always had this knowledge of that. And I combined it together, and I used like the first, I was like, all right, if I'm going to do this, let's really plan it out. So I said, when am I dropping the album? I picked Julius Caesar's birthday. If you want to get into that, I got a crazy story about that.
Absolutely. Of course.
I don't know if you know Jay-Z. They're always mentioning Jay-Z's name, how everything he does is hidden messages,
Yes.
the diamond and this and that. So I was like, you know what? Let me sit back and think of how I can incorporate these little things inside the album to try to wake something up like they do. So the track list, when I went down the track list, I realized that the beginning of each album, if I rearrange the album in the right way, it would spell N-O-W-B-O-W, which is now bow. So now when you read the track list, it says now bow, Caesar. All right, so I did his birthday for the drop date. Then I was like, all right, how many days should I promote the album
I remember you told me.
before it drops? And I was like, I'll do 23 because that's how many times they stabbed him. So I did a 23-day promotion. So the album drops. I plan a video for New Rome. Mind you, I did not know that this was going on the same day. When did Italy win the Euro? Was it 2020?
2020, right there.
2020. Yeah, 2020. So I planned a video shoot at my friend's cafe, which is on Kings Highway.
Oh, shit. So you had a mob of people.
There was a lot of people. No, yeah, but that's how I got blessed, because I dropped the album on Caesar's birthday, planned the video without even knowing Italy was making it, because at the time I really wasn't watching it. I'm really into like the World Cup, all the other stuff I really don't watch. But so I planned the video. It just so happened to be the same day that they were playing. And then I shoot the video. Italy wins that day. We go to 18th Avenue and everyone's out. So if you watch the New Rome video on my YouTube, Cold Sholda 1, you'll see, like, if I organized it, which I didn't. And in my mind, that was Caesar. And I don't care what anybody says. Like, he blessed me for doing that, for doing the album on all of that. And then just so happened to pick in the same day that and the coffee shop's called Euro, Cafe Euro. So Cafe Euro, Kings Highway, King is like Caesar. So like all these everything, right? So now it gets even crazier. And then we'll go to something else. But like, I went back the following week to meet up with my friends in Brooklyn to, tell them about the video and stuff. And I'm sitting there, and I went to junior high with a kid named Nick Sokoa. Shout out Nick. He was a good kid. He lived on this block. Now, if you're driving down Kings Highway, the cafe's on the right. And it's a weird block that in front of the cafe, there's a block that goes up. So if you're driving, you can make a left, but you can't make a right because the cafe's there. So you can make a left up that block. Now, when I'm rapping, that block is right in front of me as I'm rapping when I'm in front of the cafe. So when I went back the following week and I'm looking up at the sign and I can't see, so I'm squinting. And I look, and the block is named after my friend Nick's grandmother. Guess her first name. Her name is Caesarea, which is Caesar, but as a woman. Her name is Caesarea Sokoa, so her initial is CS, like me.
Wow.
How did all of this happen? You know what I'm saying? So I stuck with it, and so now this July 12th will be the 4th Caesar album. Yeah, so it's crazy.
Time flies. I think it was 2 years ago when we first collabed online together.
Okay.
And everything was a promo, and actually it moved pretty good.
Okay.
That's when I found you. That's when a friend of mine online said, "Hey, have you ever heard of this guy?"
Okay.
And then that's when I
Thanks
think
to
I
that
started.
friend.
Yeah, I started liking your stuff, and then we reached out, and then we did our first collab like almost a year, 2 years ago.
Yeah, and it did.
It did pretty good on numbers. It was just a picture. It was a promo too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've been hooked since, because if you listen to his music, it's a storyteller. You know, it ain't about killing this guy and cheating on this wife, and no, it's a storytelling.
Yeah.
You know, and you keep it clean. Like upstairs, we were also blabbing about it. Like if you look at his videos, you know, I would like for you to say, like, your videos don't include certain stuff.
Yeah, I made like I didn't want no handicaps. You know, I didn't want, because I figure like, I was looking at my competition, like people that are like in the same realm, and anyone that had more interaction and views than me, it was either because their shirt was off because they were covered in tattoos and jewelry. They had half naked girls in their videos, guns, drugs, and cars. So I said to myself, I'm keeping it strictly clean, strictly hip hop. You know, I love my wife. I love the women in my family. I'm weird like that. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? And I know what I think it comes down to. I think it comes down to other people need the music to get girls. Like I never needed anything to help me with girls. So I don't need to like make songs about the girls because I have a wife already anyway. You know, I'm weird like that. You know, my mother was still alive when I started. I'm like my mother. I don't want her to hear me talk about a girl, what I do with them. So I was like, I'm keeping that separate. And but yeah, so I kind of made it like I joke, like I don't know what kind of rapper I am if there's no guns, drugs, and half naked women in my videos, but I did it without it, and it worked.
But I don't think you're weird for it, man. You're actually staying true to you. That's the thing.
Yeah.
If you don't want to be, like you said, you don't want to be like everybody else. You don't want to be another cardboard person like that. Doesn't. So the fact that you're doing something totally different, I think that promotes you in a better way than ever, man.
Thank you. Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I don't know if this makes sense, but I used to love watching the music awards.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can't.
I'm afraid to watch it with my girls watching it with me.
Yeah, you can't. You can't. Yeah, you can't.
You understand what I'm trying to say? Like,
Especially the girl rappers, forget about
Oh,
it.
dude. I don't know who's worse. I don't know who's worse, bro.
And it's like as soon as you turn the radio on, it's the first word, and it's like you didn't even get a chance to shut. You didn't get a chance to shut it off, and they already said that. Where it's like, wow, crazy. But
I'm telling you, man.
I mean, we have music like that too, I guess.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But we were degenerates as kids, I guess. I don't know. We just try to protect them. You know what I mean?
Now, because I know the style of music you enjoy,
Yeah.
what do you feel about the music you hear today? Like the rap music today? Like, I feel like it went from storytelling, like Biggie and Tupac.
Immortal Technique.
And maybe they were beefing with each other.
good name.
Where now it's, sound effects, I should say.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Mumble.
It's really weird because
Is that
there's
art to
times
you?
when I don't like it and times when like I don't mind it.
Okay.
Like it's how do I explain? Like there's a time and place for everything. Like I even feel like we'll even mention his name. Like I might get bad backlash from it, but like even like Drake.
Yeah.
Like there's a time and place for him. I feel like everyone hates him because all they did was play him on the radio. Like they could have mixed in a Method Man and a Raekwon and just keep it going. But the fact that they played him all day long, and then when you switch the station, it's on that station, and then you switch it, it's on that. And now you get sick of
played him
songs.
out.
He's what's
You know what I'm
hot.
saying? Because there's, at a young age, I realized like when we're hanging out with your friends and you're driving in a car, you're not listening to Wu-Tang. You're putting on Biggie because there's girls in the car. You know what I'm saying? When the girls get out of the car, now you're throwing in Immortal Technique. So like there is a time and place for all music, and I believe that, which is weird because I don't know what it is about my music. I guess because of my aggressiveness. Every boxing gym, karate gym, kickboxing gym, they're all listening to my stuff. So I guess I get people ready to fight, which is dope. You know what I'm saying? I love that.
I start arguments.
I start arguing. Let me finish them. Yeah, no. So it's weird because sometimes I'll hear a song that's like, the kid's not a good rapper, but it's a good song. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's weird. Like, it has its moments. There's a lot of bad rappers out there that they shouldn't be getting the shine,
Right.
and it's all about the money because nobody
Those
cares.
are SoundCloud people and stuff, man. They were hot for a minute.
Yeah.
And then that's it, dude.
Because it's even like Eminem. Like, I haven't listened to Eminem in God knows how long. Like, I don't listen to him. You're not going to hear him at a party. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was doing a top 10, and I'm like, I don't even think he fits up there. You know what I'm saying? And someone's like, how no? I'm like, because you're going to leave off Fabulous, a guy that, like, you could listen to him by yourself with your friends. He's got bars. You could drive around with a girl. It's dope. You could be in a club. It's dope. Like, that's, you know what I'm saying? So I just think I just think that they're pushing all the garbage to the forefront, but there are a lot of people out there, and thank God for the internet. You found one of them. But there are a lot of people that are doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's just the money. This is what I think it is. The people that generally listen to my kind of hip hop, the boom bap, are generally people that make that kind of music.
Right.
So it's like, it's tough because it's like a pizza guy. Like, I know a lot of pizza guys that never ate pizza anywhere else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why are they going to go to that pizzeria? They can make pizzas. Why are they going to buy my album, listen to my album? They could pay for one of their videos. So it's like hard finding that, you know what I'm saying? It's hard. The boom bap is hard because, like I said, the people that listen to it are involved in it.
Right.
It's not like other music where it's like, they just want to listen, drive around, listen, and sing to it.
Yeah, listen, again, not because you hear. I pretty much find the songs inspiring.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you.
The storytelling is what I enjoy in any song.
Absolutely.
If it has a meaning for it, or you could vision a movie from it, it's storytelling.
I might put you on the spot. Do you got a favorite song?
I'll be honest with you. I've been singing the Carlo Rossi one. And every time he sees me, he goes, "Go ahead," and I started over.
There you go. There you go. You should do a parody. No one ever did that before.
I knew that was coming, dude. I knew it was coming.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's a foundation for the rappers that were out there that you listened to. Who did you feel that you really like vibed with, or that you kind of like wanted to, I guess, kind of like emulate? Because I know a lot of these, comedians and musicians, they have that central person. Who was that for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna go back to the man. Like I said, my brother's 9 years older than me, so he was listening to Rakim. So like when people, it's hard to explain. Like, I'm very picky with rap, like who I listen to. Like, a guy could be dope, and if he says one line that I don't like or one line that I think it's like, I'm done with this. So Rakim is like the god. He's like the greatest rapper of all time. So I started out with him. Like I said, before I had control of the radio, it was him, House of Pain, Everlast, listening to that stuff. I was into like the Onyx, Jump Around, like I'm that era, MET, like that was like before I was buying CDs, I was into that. But then when I started really rapping, I got into the Wu-Tang, the Mobb Deep, specifically Jizza. Cannabis was my favorite growing up.
Can I put you on the spot?
Yes.
If you had a chance to collab with someone, who would it be?
Rakim.
And
we get Carmelo Zapula on the hook just to make it interesting. That'd be a good. Yeah.
I can't even envision that.
Yeah, right? Yeah, that'd be dope. That'd be dope. Yeah, it would be Rakim, I think. I secretly feel like every verse I ever written was hoping that if he ever heard it, he'd be like, that kid used to listen to me. Like, but I without like, trying to do it. But that's my guy. But you said like I was very into the underground. Like, there's a lot of like, there's an underground era of rap that is almost like forgotten. Like the era where Necro came out of like Fat Beats. Like Fat Beats was very inspirational to me because when I started rapping, an older kid came from Bay Ridge. We wanted to learn how to break dance. My corner was crazy. People were robbing people, break dancing, and we were doing everything. So this kid came to break dance. He heard me rap. He was like, wow, you're pretty dope. You should check out a couple of these kids. And then eventually I started going to battles with him. He actually battled Jin before Jin was even famous. I was there when he did it. and he took me to Fat Beats, and that's when I found all these guys: Thurston Howell, the Cellar Dwellers, Copyright, Nonfiction, Necro. I got to give them their flowers because not a lot of people do. Who else is there? Pharaoh, Monch. Yeah, and these guys were like so good, and they never made it on. Like a lot of them didn't make it on the radio. You know what I'm saying? Mos Def came out of there. He blew up out of there. Common was there too. Fat Beats was dope. It was a place where all underground kids would go, and that's where I went as like a 14-year-old kid. And that's really what really kept me going and pushing was, you know, seeing the kids dropping their CDs off there, like seeing how realistic this can be if you just do it. You know what I'm saying?
I have one more question before we move on to other things.
Yes.
Because, you know, I'm not from that, you know, style that you're trying to get to.
Yeah.
You know, how hard is it today to try to get a song on the radio? Like, what does it take?
Money.
Is it money
No,
or
that's why
is
it's all
it talent? What do they look for?
They look for both. You know, like, you know, they always say like, oh, you got to invest in yourself. You got to invest in yourself. So I invested in myself.
money,
I put
make
out
money.
10 albums. I put out 30 videos, but a kid could make one video in his bedroom, just woke up, do something and get picked up. So it really is just, it's a crapshoot, man, because there's so many people doing it. So you just got to keep on going at it and not stopping. And just don't forget to throw in real videos here and there. Cause I realized like sometimes like that, I made a stupid video about Joe DiMaggio the other day. I got more views in that than when I hire a camera crew. So you just got to learn how to blend things together. But I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's a little bit of both because there are amazing talents that come out with one video and they blow up, and then some people they just take forever. It takes a while. But if you got the money to back, you could get on the radio. That's
Right.
It's a
The
shame.
reason why I say that is because, you know, 20 years ago, I worked for the radio. And I feel like it was easier to actually give somebody something if they liked it, they just fucking played it.
Yeah,
Right.
You know?
yeah. Well, they have more control.
Yeah.
You know, they have more control. Now it's, you know, advertisement. You know how it's a business. It's not, they're not in it to make anybody popular. They used to be that, but that was the DJs. I feel like the DJs, like, you know, the DJs back in the day, like they took pride in breaking a record.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like I'll play that record first, you know? So a lot of people, they play what's hot. Now you got DJs that rap. So it's like, what, like,
You got DJs that do fucking concerts now.
yeah.
Like,
you know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to DJ and rap. It's like, I thought we were partners in this. Like, now you're just doing both.
Right.
So it's like, you know, that's why I really don't bother with nobody. That's why I do my own thing, started my own thing. I've always been doing my own thing. Yeah, has it, you know, like,
So you write your own stuff.
yeah, I'm in the studio. Like, I don't even bring people with me in the studio.
And
Like,
you write your own stuff.
write everything myself.
From movies to music.
Everything. I pick all my own beats. I design my own covers. I direct all the videos. Like,
You make your own beats?
Yeah, because
no. I pick all my beats.
Okay.
No,
I was gonna say because
I'm
your
not getting-
beats are sick.
Yeah, I got great producers. but-
Seriously.
Yeah, I got great producers, but I don't make beats. That takes too much time. Yeah, it's too much. I'd rather my son be anything but than a producer. They're locked in their room all day long, those guys.
That's
It's hard work.
one
You need
thing that I
them.
used to do too. We used to make music. And it was funny today, one of the people I used to work with, we just read is going to jail with his mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Write a story about it next rap.
Yeah, you don't want to hear me sing.
Yeah, I don't think you want to hear this one.
That's like,
Camilo Zapula got nothing on me.
there you go.
So I know sometimes I post things and you know, you'll come out, you know, because I'll see the fun side of you and sometimes the real side of you, meaning that something could bother you.
Yeah.
So, like one time I put someone who, you know, wasn't Italian singing Italian, and I know he had a couple of words and he broke it down.
Give him a little shot.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah.
But I also noticed that you don't like when people go sauce or gravy.
I hate that.
Oh,
Why?
you hate that
I want to
debate.
know
I
why.
hate that. All right. First of all, I'm going to explain to you. I hate anything that divides Italians.
Gotcha.
I hate it. I hate it. It bothers me like tremendously because I see how we went from power to what? Fighting over sauce. Tomatoes aren't even Italian. They're from Mexico. What were we eating before the sauce even got there? Let's get back to that recipe. You know what I'm saying? Like, it came in the 1400s. We had 1,000 years before that even, and we're fighting over that. You know what I'm saying? My mother's Sicilian. So I asked my mother before she passed, God rest her soul. I said, Ma, what is it with the sauce, the gravy, this and that? She goes, listen, we don't call it gravy, but we used to call it sugo. You got sugo and asasa. It's got to be a different name. So I break it down like this. If you got a pot of red sauce, and you throw fish in it, what does it become?
Fish
Zuppa de
sauce.
pesh? Like zuppa de
Yeah.
pesh, basically, right? If you go on a date with a girl, not us because we're all married, but if you go on a date with a girl who's a vegetarian and you say, hey, why don't you come over to my house for sauce on Sunday? And she comes over and you pull out braciole and sausage and meatballs. It has to have a different name. How could something have 3 ingredients, which is basil, salt, basil, tomatoes, and olive oil, and then this thing has 75 ingredients and it's the same name? Like, it has to have a different name. It can't be the same. It's different. Like like you have iced tea, and then you have a Long Island iced tea because you just added 75 other things to it. So it's like, what's the point? All right, you grew up saying sauce, he grew up...
Right.
And the thing that got me, where I really started saying, you know what? I could get behind the gravy thing without, like, going like this, is
Right.
because when you go to DeFonte's in Brooklyn, they've been there how long?
Yeah.
They call it gravy. So it's like everybody has a different thing, and it's like, why are we fighting over that? Just invite me over.
We'll eat.
We'll eat. You know, I actually said it in the song. I said, what did I say? I said, gravy or sauce, care what you call it. Just fix me up a plate of it, and don't call me late for it, and leave the cheese whole because you know I like grating it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who cares what you call it, bro? It really is stupid. And if they're doing it for view, like Italy, I don't know how political you want to get. Italy has major problems. Like, major problems. Like, you thought us losing Flatbush was bad? Like, we could lose our whole country. And no, I'm the only one that talks about it. Like, I lost my first page because of it. I was up to 9,000. I lost my first page when
Because you're posting political
because I was
stuff.
fighting with the fact that Caesar Sport Book picked JB Smoothe as the Caesar. Like, come on. Like what world are we living in? He's not Julius Caesar. He can never be Julius Caesar. He's a great guy. He's a comedian. He's one of my favorite comedians. But you picked him to be Julius Caesar? Like, come on. Like, that bothered me. Like, I think I went a little too hard on that page. So I think I got my page taken down.
Even though you did go hard on that page, right? What happened to freedom of speech?
Yeah, exactly. It's not.
Right.
It's not.
You don't
You
have
know,
any.
it's not. It's not for us. That's why we have to go work our way around it. But we'll get there.
So, is it gravy or sauce?
Yo, come on. You saw that coming, bro. Come on.
Whatever you call it in your house, I'll call it in your house. Yeah. Whatever you call it, I'll eat it.
So, growing up, you know, as a young
Real quick,
guy,
before we get off that.
yeah.
Yeah.
A trick that my mother used to do, and I don't know if your mothers ever did this or grandparents, puts a potato in the Sunday sauce.
Sicilian style.
It's the best.
Can I tell you why?
But you-
know why that
Sicilians
is?
make the best potato dishes, by the way.
To get him mad, you eat the potato.
Of course I eat the potato.
See?
What? It's the best potato.
That's what I say.
Hold on.
Listen
we're,
to
gonna,
his-
we're having cooking lessons.
Listen to his
so now
theory.
listen to this.
I want all that acid.
No. Okay, so you know.
Yeah, I want all the
why.
acid.
Because my mother was
Because then
the
we're going to
same
go
way.
techno dancing after.
My mother did the same thing because what happened was my father would put the
You know
two
how
potatoes
soft that potato
Oh,
is?
No, 100%. My mother loves it. But then she'll eat it, and here's the problem. If you eat it and then you get heartburn, shut up.
Oh, yeah, of course.
My mother would be like,
Yeah.
"Ay, kaya na gordo de agito."
I used to
And my
drink
father-
Pepto-Bismol as a kid. I don't
But
care.
my father's like, if you eat the thing that acts like the sponge, the
Yeah.
fuck you think is gonna happen?
yeah, I
so
love
that's
that.
why we do that.
I used to put my salad on my pasta dish when my pasta's done and, like, mix the sauce with the salad.
Oh, she'll have like her own little
I
dressing.
don't know why. That's
Hey,
why.
I
used
never
to do
did that, but I used to take my Sunday sauce, take the potato, and mesh it in my pasta.
Beautiful.
Yes.
And then
Amazing.
slime it with cheese, and then just...
It's funny because as a Sicilian, the pride that I have in our island, because like hummus is not ours, but we made panellis.
Right.
Yes, chickpea.
We're not famous for rice, but we got rice balls.
Yeah.
And we're not famous for potatoes, but we got croquettes. We got potatoes with the green beans. Like, we make the things that aren't even ours better than everybody.
It's like that joke, right? When Greek says, hey, we invented sex.
Yeah.
And the Italian says,
Yeah, we did
but
it
we
with
perfected
women.
it.
No, we did it with women. Yeah.
Well, think about it. Look, Sicily, one of the major main cuisine dishes that they have is couscous. Where's that come from? Morocco.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
It's just because we just been, like you said, lots of invasions, a lot of things left off.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like what was
It's not
left
just
in.
invade. Like, I feel like they do that a little too much. Like, I hate that when, like, Sicilian page, like, oh, we got cannolis. And you know the cannolis came from the Arabs. Like, why even mention that?
You know the cannolis
Like, why are
came
you
from the
talking? Like, who wants to be proud of, like, who wants to be proud about being conquered? Like, leave that part out.
That's
But,
hilarious.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I forgot what the fuck we were
I
talking
just
about.
love how you just...
It's the truth. Like, leave that
just
part
pulls
out.
it out from here.
No, that's what I wanted to say. Like, Sicilians are closer to, like, Northern Africans than we
Yes.
are Irish people. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like that's like weird. Like we came to America, it's like, oh, you're white now. But like, I don't know, man. Like we're from the Mediterranean. We're different. Like, you know what I'm saying? We are, even though I look mad Irish. But
What is your feeling on one thing? Because I know you probably have a strong what's the word? Why do you think the Northern Italy despises the Sicilians?
I actually want to get his take on this.
Because I have a strong opinion on it. It's nice to hear.
I mean, the Northern Italians aren't really Italian.
Because they mix with French,
They're
Switzerland.
German and stuff.
Yeah.
That are all. That's why they're all tall, blonde hair, blue eyes. I just really think that everyone hates the best. We are the best. Like Sicilians, like Joe DiMaggio's from Sicily. Joe Montana's family's from Sicily. Like all the great Italian Americans, a lot of them are from Sicily. But then when you go to Sicily, we have the most ancient architecture there.
best food.
Best food, music, beaches, like
Cars,
I mean,
clothes.
everything. I mean, if you really think about it, because as a young kid, I remember looking up, what did the Greeks think of us? What did the Greeks think of Sicily? And I don't know which guy it was. That's one thing about me. Like I know a lot of stuff, but I don't remember dates and names. But one of the Greek guys said that when God made Earth, he took one step, and that was Sicily. Anything that went in that soil is going to grow better than wherever you brought that seed from.
I did hear something like that once.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, we have an ancient history. Our history, like Sicily was the world power before Rome.
Yeah.
Like that's what bothers me too. Like, here's a good point. I think you'll get a kick out of this. So Archimedes, famous Greek philosopher, born in Sicily, in Syracuse. He was the nephew of King Hero. He was the king of Syracuse, King Hero. Now, the Greeks wanted to go to war with Sparta, but they knew that the Syracusans were allies with Sparta. So it's called the Greek expedition, where they sent 500 ships to Sicily to try to conquer Sicily before they went to Sparta, cut off the help. So now Archimedes, you ever heard Eureka?
Yeah.
You know where that comes from?
No.
Remind me where I'm at, because I might.
Okay, I got you.
So now, King Hero wanted a crown made of gold. So he told his nephew, I just gave this guy, don't quote me on the pounds. I gave this guy 5 pounds of gold. How do I know he's going to give me a 5-pound crown of gold back? Because he knew Archimedes was a genius. So Archimedes, for a couple of days, he was thinking about it. He's naked in the tub, about to get in the tub. And when he got in the tub, he realized that the water's going to rise. Went running through the town butt naked, screaming, Eureka, Eureka, Eureka. I got it. When that guy comes with the crown, we get 2 buckets of water. We mark them at the same line. When we put the crown in one and 5 pounds of gold in the other, it should match.
Bring it up. Yep.
And it didn't. And they wind up putting that guy in a crazy torture chamber. Well, we'll leave that to another story. So Archimedes is a genius making military weapons, science experiments. He was like Da Vinci before Da Vinci. Before Rome. Rome was little. It was just still the town at the time. So the ships are coming. He knew that the Greeks would put grease on the bottom of the boat to keep it waterproof. So he made clay mirrors that Sicily has the most sun. So they made these mirrors, they put them on the pier and aimed them at the boats as they were coming, and they just kept on like moving them a little bit to keep the beam on them, set ships on fire, made these claw gadgets that when the boats did make it there, they would pull the string, lift the boats upside down. They wind up decimating all the Greeks. So now at this time, Syracuse just became the world power of the Mediterranean. Rome sends ships and soldiers pretending to be our allies. And at night, they kill King Hero. And they were supposed to get Archimedes. They wanted to take him. And Archimedes was doing something. They like, stop doing what you're doing. He's like, I'm busy. He's just saying, no, listen, I'm busy. They wound up murking him out.
Right.
But this is my argument with the Greeks. For you to say Archimedes is Greek is like saying George Washington is British. George Washington might have had British blood in him, but he was born in a different country and eventually fought that country. So how is he that? If he drew a line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like Archimedes drew a line and said, no, I'm not Greek. I'm from Syracuse. I'm this now. You know what I'm saying? So he's ours. Sorry, Greeks.
Dude, I don't know about you, but it's like I didn't know none of that. It's freaking interesting.
Yeah, look that up. Archimedes was no joke. Yeah, that was real stuff.
You guys knew, right? Jesus was from Palermo, right?
Why? Because he had sandals and 13 friends live with his mother?
And his father was a carpenter.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good one.
The Union.
Union. He paid his dues. What was yours? What was your thing with
You like stuff like that? I got one more. You want to get into
No, I
religious
love that
theory
stuff.
of Jesus, or you don't want to leave that out?
Go for it.
Jesus is really Caesar and Cleopatra's son.
I gotta hear this one.
Now, when Caesar
Wait, say that again.
was the king of Rome,
Right.
Okay.
and Cleopatra was the queen of Egypt. So the queen of Africa and the king of Europe, they got together, and the leading class from both sides didn't like that.
Right.
Because now whoever becomes the baby is now the king of kings, right? You heard that before? You heard
King
it?
of Kings, Lord of Lords. I know.
Right? So now he's the king of kings. Because now when this kid's born, he's the king of Africa and Europe. So when they killed Caesar, they were like, we need to get his son.
Right.
And supposedly, I'm getting chills, and I don't know if I should tell the story.
No, I should tell the story.
Right? So Cleopatra got nervous that they were going to kill the son. So they gave the baby to her friend Mary to hold and said, protect him and get him out of the city. So
Jesus
that's
Christ.
you just said
Well,
it.
you just said his name.
And
yeah.
Jesu Cristo, JC, Julius Caesar, JC. My grandfather passed away. I was like 11 years old. And when we went to church, Most Precious Blood, for the 1-year anniversary mass, I was in junior high at the time learning about Roman history. To the point where I think I told my mom I wanted to change my name to Octavius.
Damn.
Because it was such a cool name, right?
Damn.
So now I'm sitting in church and I'm looking up and I'm like, all these people are from Jerusalem and Bethlehem. Why are we praying to them? When we build amazing things, architecture, everything we've built, and I'm coming here and I'm praying to them, that's when I really stopped. I'll be honest with you. I believe in God. I'm not atheist. I believe there is a God. But it was like, I have my own great people that I could look up to. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was always been my thing about that. Like, I'm not praying to nobody from
No, it makes sense
from a different culture.
because
Like, you know what I'm saying?
It makes who you are.
Of course. The guy says there's proof in the Bible that Jesus is Julius Caesar's son. When he comes back, when he's 33 years old and he comes back, and everyone, and you know how outspoken he was against ruling class. He didn't like them telling people what to do. You don't have to pray there. You don't have to do none of that. You do what you want. But there's one time that they came up to him and they said, oh, the Romans are taxing us. The Romans are taxing us too much. He's like, let me see the money. And they show the money and it's coins with Julius Caesar. So he literally says, you give Julius Caesar what's his, give it back. It's not yours. His face is on it. So like he was agreeing with the tax.
Mm-hmm.
Like not going against him.
Hey, Uncle Sam.
Yeah, like you gotta pay you gotta pay. You want to use the money, you want to play by those rules, you gotta play by those rules. And that's the problem with America. There's so many people that hate the government, hate all the systems, but they don't have another system.
Right.
You could go live in the woods if you want and make your own fire and hunt your own deers, but you're not. You're getting
That's
food
what he does.
Just so sometimes. I'm getting better.
every once in a while.
I only drive in for this.
So yeah, we could get back. We could lighten up a little bit, but that's you can
No,
keep that.
I find that stuff amusing. Like it's like history has so much tail.
Yeah.
You know, and there's almost so much
Theories, bro. Theories.
you know, and that's another thing. Like, you know, I'll compare it to sauce and gravy, people battling each other. Like this is something that there's always two sides to that people
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
agree with and disagree with.
Correct.
But
But everyone has an opinion, and everyone should have their opinion if they want to voice it. Great. At this point, no one's saying that everyone's right or wrong, but there are theories out there. It's not like I think it's pretty freaking.
The problem is when people are wrong about their
And they
opinions
can't
and
admit
then
it.
they get stuck in their feelings. See, I'm someone that if I'm proved wrong or if I do something wrong, I'm always the first person to say, my bad.
right.
yeah,
I
and
apologize.
another thing
If I got it wrong, my bad.
Right.
about me is like sometimes what makes you right? Like there was somebody I know that was so stern on an answer
Mm-hmm.
when I knew it was wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you ever met those type of
And they
people?
can't backpedal. They don't want to backpedal.
Yeah.
Even though you know that they should.
Well, that's when you fight.
There you go.
And then whoever wins is right.
Whoever wins first loses, bro.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's funny.
But that's how it is. That's human nature. That's nobody wants to be wrong. Nobody can. It's not want. People don't want to be wrong. That's the thing. If people can just be like, "Yo, I'm human like everybody else. I fucked up."
Yeah.
That's it. But it's just there's a shame to it that they add on that there is none.
It's weird. Yeah, it's
People
very
make mistakes.
weird. People just need to be more humble when it's time to be humble.
Of course.
You have a right to be confident and but there is a time for to be humble and stuff like that.
100%.
So I have some questions before we go. It's
Yes.
a little fun stuff.
Okay.
It's just to get to know you.
Okay.
What is your favorite food?
Ooh.
That's never an easy answer.
Chicken lo mein, beef and broccoli. I want to my favorite, damn. Like home cooking or like if I go out to
Let's
a
do
restaurant.
both. Do both.
Yeah, we got to do both because
Do
it's
both.
different. I would say it's a toss up between mussels and red sauce. Mussels and red sauce. This is tough, man. I
Right?
eat everything. Mussels and red sauce. And eggplant palm. I don't think anything beats a good eggplant palm.
For home or restaurant?
For home, because in
Okay.
a restaurant it's always rollatini.
That's
because
true.
they're lazy.
So then So for a restaurant, what you got?
I go with this gnocchi sorrentino all the time.
Oh, okay.
Vodka sauce. I put vodka sauce on everything. And here's something real quick, man. You could get back to your questions. But I was arguing with someone in Italy, like I always do.
Yeah.
I was like, if you keep on eliminating all the Italian American things, I think we got a better menu than you.
Like chicken cutlets.
If you think about chicken palm and vodka sauce and spaghetti and meatballs that they don't want to claim and chicken Caesar salad, I mean, we're getting to the point where I might not even order anything off the thing that you's got
listen,
going
I don't
on.
know if you
Other
know
than
this,
the
but
mussels,
I claim.
Like, think about it.
I claim.
I'm not crazy about the cacio pepe and stuff like that. Like, it's good, but I think Italian American food is pretty good, man.
It's
I mean,
heavier.
I never ate in Italy.
It's heavy. So the food here is a lot heavier. That's what it is. This is like satisfying.
So
Yeah.
as much shit they would want to talk about.
But I love back
Here.
to food. I love lentils. Just lentils. My grandmother used to
yeah.
make just lentil
forget about
soup
it.
with just lentils in
You ever
it.
put bread in there and just
Of course.
just
Here's another thing that my mother was against. And I see the picture all the time. And I know my mother would have slapped me with whatever was near her. And my mother was the sweetest, nicest, kindest person in the world. You are not allowed to put bread in the pot that's cooking. That's like a nobody wants modiga in the sauce. Like, you get a spoon, like a human, not like an animal. You get a spoon, put it in a bowl, and then you could do all your dipping you want. But I hate when all Italians do this. I would have got beat. Maybe I'm traumatized. My mother would have beat me up. You definitely do it. Marco with the bread with the seeds and everything.
Yeah, I'll just break it over it, dunk it.
Yeah.
he dumps his beard in there.
There you go.
All right.
So what I was getting at, so obviously you eat fish.
Yes, love
Seafood.
fish.
Thank God.
Would you put cheese on it?
On linguine and clams. Like, if we make linguine and clams
Yes.
like out of the can, I put cheese on
Because
that.
apparently there's a law with certain things.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I'm asking.
I knew he was gonna go for it.
I just hate it. They make the dumbest rules.
I know,
You know what I'm
I know.
saying? There's so many things that we could have rules about with that. But I mean, I get it because you don't want to kill the flavor.
flavor. Yes.
But
When you sponge, look, I'm allergic to fish now, but my biggest dish was linguine with red clam sauce.
okay.
And you drown that thing in cheese.
I mean,
because after with the mopping.
I mean, at the end of the day, we only eat so we could have the cheese.
Let me put it to you like this. My father
Cheese
came
on
here
everything.
in his 30s. He grew up there, the whole nine. He came here. He put cheese on it. My grandmother used to say, pura merda metterò formaggio.
Yeah.
Because that's how it was. You put cheese on
Because it's like
everything.
salt.
Yes.
People put salt. You go to a restaurant, people put salt and pepper on their food. Like,
Yeah.
that's what it is. Red chili flake, or
Yes,
right.
grated cheese. You know what I used to love? My mother used to make toasted breadcrumbs for the pasta.
Oh, to put on top?
Yeah, just toast
Usually
it.
that's a big thing for St. Joseph's that just passed.
Yeah, but we were poor growing up, so every once in a while we didn't have grated cheese, so we used to do the breadcrumb thing. But I loved that on anything.
yeah.
The pasta quesadilla, that was
Pasta con
awesome.
l'aglio.
I grew up eating all of that stuff. Like, my mother ruined the tripe for me because she made it so good I can't eat it nowhere. Tripe to
I
me.
can only imagine.
My father used to tell me, he's like, you're all a bunch of pussies in America. He's like, when I used to eat tripe in Sicily, it was still brown. We had to clean the shit out of it. That's the truth.
I know.
Stigiolis, I love.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of that stuff.
I can't do that stuff.
No.
Tripe, stigiola.
No?
We tried. I've tried multiple times. I can't do it.
Like
tried.
your mom's made it and you just didn't eat it, or you
No,
went
my
out to
father.
a restaurant? Your
My
father.
father.
Yeah.
My father was always cooked, or was always him. He even if he didn't get it, he knew a good place to get them. Just couldn't do it, man.
Wait, what are we on? The tripe or the stigiolis?
Both.
Really?
Both. Even
If you burn stigiolis
Oh, no, you're
with
fucking
garlic
fires.
powder and a little lemon, it's better than bacon. It's like bacon.
I can't swallow it.
can't.
Okay.
Too chewy.
Every year we do
Pause,
it.
no
Every,
diddy.
every year.
Yeah, we gotta throw those in place.
Every year we do it. What about this other stupid law? Can't have cappuccino after 11.
I mean, I'm a guy. I don't drink cappuccino. That's for your girlfriend.
Exclusive.
That's for your girlfriend. You hear me?
I guess it makes me a pussy.
No, it's just you gotta learn. You're never too young, too old to learn.
Right.
So again, thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. You kidding me?
What
been fun.
what can we expect from you coming soon?
A lot. Got the new Julius Caesar album, Caesar 4, dropping July 12th on Julius Caesar's birthday. We got the new video and movie, which you guys are in. That's gonna be dropping probably like next month sometime. And then just I'm gonna get very creative with just doing more visual content because I have a lot of songs out. I'm not recording anything really. So it's just gonna be just keeping busy. Just keeping busy. I mean, I got 10 albums, 30 videos. You find me on Instagram at Cold Sholda, COLD.SHOLDA. No U, no ER, I can't spell. Yeah, so just busy. If you like hip hop, rap, New York City, what it's supposed to sound like, check your boy out.
You heard it here. Check him out. Again, I can't wait to see the movie.
Oh yeah.
Thank you so much for coming.
God, ma fatta ne camminata.
Ciao. What do you love most about your dad?
That I could watch him do stuff.
And what kind of stuff does he do?
He raps.
And you like that?
See, for me, I have a different question because I'm a big guy. I need to know where do you think the best pizza place is?
Yeah, it's Mike's Cafe.
Mike's Cafe. You like that the best?
Yeah.
Oh, we gonna go? All right, we gotta go to there. We gotta go there.
So here's the last question. What is one thing that you like to do with your dad?
That I could rap with him.
Really? Like he brought you here today and you're on our show.
Yep.
So can you say, I am a proud Sicilian little boy?
I am a proud Sicilian little boy.
There you go.
Is there anything you want to ask us?
Thank you for inviting me here.
Nah, no problem, man.
Thank you so much. You did great.
Awesome.